There's something deeply humbling about discipline. It's not loud, it doesn't shout, it doesn't need applause. Real discipline is quiet, gentle, but it's unshakable. Most people today keep chasing motivation like it's some magical fix. They jump from one book to another, one podcast to the next. They start a habit on Monday, and by Friday, it's forgotten. And maybe you felt that too, the frustration, the inconsistency, the little voice inside whispering, "Why can't I just stay on track?" But what if I told you, the problem isn't you. It's the way you've been taught to think about discipline. In the West, we've been raised to believe that discipline comes from motivation, that we need to feel inspired before we act. But what happens on the days when you don't feel anything? The Japanese have a different way. Their discipline isn't built on hype. It's built on ancient values, timeless truths. Today, I want to share with you 7 powerful Japanese principles, not as a checklist, not as a system to follow blindly, but as a quiet invitation to build something steady, real, and lasting inside yourself. This is not a video about becoming productive. It's about becoming whole. Let's begin. 1. Kaizen, the art of gentle, relentless growth. Let me ask you something. Have you ever set a goal so big, so exciting that it lit a fire inside you? Maybe it was to lose weight, or write a book, or change your life. And for a few days, maybe you were unstoppable. But then, life happened. You got tired, distracted, overwhelmed, and slowly it faded. We've all been there. But in Japan, they believe in a very different path to transformation. They call it Kaizen. Kaizen isn't about radical change. It's not about overnight success. It's about something far more powerful, 1% improvement each day. 1% may sound like nothing, but here's the secret. If you improve just 1% every day for 1 year, you'll be 37 times better at the end of that year. Think about that. Kaizen is the art of small steps done consistently. It's brushing your teeth mindfully. It's writing 1 paragraph, not 1 chapter. It's stretching for 2 minutes instead of forcing an hour at the gym. It's gentle, forgiving, but it's strong. Because it doesn't rely on how you feel, it relies on showing up. Toyota, one of the world's most respected companies, used Kaizen to grow from a tiny shop to a global powerhouse. Not by chasing big changes, but by encouraging every single employee to suggest tiny improvements every single day. So what does this mean for you? It means you don't need to overhaul your life. You don't need to become perfect tomorrow. You just need to begin, pick one thing, and make it 1% better today. Because that 1% might feel invisible now. But one day you'll look back and realize it changed your life. 2. Ikigai, the gentle force that keeps you going. Let me tell you a quiet truth. Discipline without purpose is hollow. You can build the most perfect habit tracker. Wake up at 5 a.m., follow the best routines, but if you don't know why you're doing it, you will burn out, you will quit, and deep inside something will feel empty. In Japanese culture, they don't talk about finding your passion. They talk about Ikigai, a word that means your reason for being. It's not just about what you love. It's not just what you're good at. It's not just what you can earn from. And it's not just what the world needs. It's the beautiful place where all those things meet. That intersection. That's where your purpose lives. And when you live from that place, discipline becomes less like a burden and more like breathing. In Okinawa, one of the world's blue zones, where people live longer than almost anywhere else. Many elderly wake up each morning with purpose in their eyes, not because someone tells them to, not because of motivation, but because they know why they are still here, why they still serve, plant, care, create. Purpose doesn't have to be dramatic, it doesn't have to be public, it just has to be real. Maybe your Ikigai is raising your children, or writing, or helping others heal, or quietly tending a garden that feeds your neighbors. whatever it is. Let it root you. Let it guide your discipline gently from within. Because when you move in alignment with what truly matters, even the hardest days have meaning. 3. Shujio growing strong through sacred struggle. We don't like discomfort. We avoid it, escape it, complain about it. We want change, but we don't want challenge. We want to grow, but not break. We want the results, not the rigor. But the Japanese understand something we've forgotten. That discomfort isn't the enemy of growth, it's the birthplace of it. This is where the principle of Shujio comes in. Shujio is the path of sacred struggle. It's not just training, it's spiritual training. It's when the effort you make becomes a way of shaping your character. A monk meditating in the freezing cold. A swordsman practicing the same cut 10,000 times. A tea master pouring with intention every single day, for years. Shujio teaches this. You don't just build skill, you build soul. When I was feeling stuck, undisciplined, scattered, I decided to begin my own Shujio. I didn't go to the mountains. I didn't find a temple. I just promised myself one small challenge. To wake up and move my body every single morning for 21 days. No matter how I felt, no matter how tired, the first week was awful. My mind screamed, "Why are we doing this? You don't have to, it's fine to rest." But slowly something shifted, not just in my body, but in the way I showed up for my life. Something deeper was being built. Shujio doesn't require you to suffer, it simply asks you to go beyond what's comfortable. And when you do that, something beautiful happens. Discipline becomes part of who you are. Gammon endurance with grace. There are moments in life when everything feels too heavy. The days when nothing goes as planned. The phone call that changes your future. The silence that answers your deepest hopes. The loss that leaves a space nothing else can fill. In those moments, what keeps you standing? The Japanese have a word. A quiet, powerful word, gammon. Gammon means to endure, not with resentment, not with complaint, but with grace. It's dignity in the face of difficulty. It's calm in the middle of chaos. After the earthquake and tsunami in 2011, the world watched as Japanese citizens stood in line, quietly, patiently, waiting for water, food, help. There was no shouting, no looting, only stillness. Only gammon, not because they weren't hurting, but because they understood even in pain you can choose how you carry yourself. When you embrace gammon, you learn that strength isn't always loud. It doesn't always look like fighting. Sometimes it looks like breathing, standing still, letting tears fall but keeping your heart open. When life asks you to endure, let gammon hold your hand. You are stronger than you think. And you do not have to shout to prove it. 5 Shikata ga nai peace through acceptance. Some things cannot be changed, no matter how hard you try, no matter how loud you scream, no matter how tightly you hold on. The rain will still fall, people you love will still leave, time will still pass, and in the face of all that, many of us fight. We rage against the traffic, the delays, the aging, the illnesses, the heartbreaks, but the Japanese have a quiet response to life's unchangeable moments. A phrase that holds deep wisdom, shikata ga nai. It means, it cannot be helped. But it's not an excuse, it's not giving up, it's strategic acceptance. It's the wisdom to know, if I cannot control this, I will not let it steal my energy. Because the energy we waste on what we can't change is the energy we could use to grow, to heal, to move forward. Acceptance is not weakness. It's clarity, it's strength. It's what allows a tree to bend in the wind and not break. So the next time something happens that you cannot change, breathe, whisper to yourself, shikata ga nai, and then ask, what can I do with what remains? Because that is where your power lives. 6 Hansei, the gentle mirror of self-reflection. We live in a world that celebrates action. Do more, try harder, push forward. But few of us are taught the discipline of pausing, of looking back, of asking gently, what did I learn today? In Japan, there is a practice called hansei. It means deep, honest self-reflection. After a project, whether it succeeds or fails, teams gather to reflect. Not to shame, not to blame, but to grow. What worked? What didn't? What can we do better next time? Hansei invites you to look into a mirror, not to criticize, but to understand, to learn from your own life day by day. Imagine if each night before bed, you asked yourself just 3 questions. What did I do well today? What could I have done better? What will I do differently tomorrow? Just that. A few minutes. A quiet pause, a gentle reset, that's hansei. Because discipline isn't just about action, it's about awareness. And without awareness, even good habits can become hollow routines. But with hansei, every day becomes a teacher. Every mistake becomes a lesson, and every step forward becomes more intentional. 7. Kodawari, the beauty of uncompromising standards. Let's end this journey with something powerful. In Japan, there's a word that holds deep reverence. Kodawari. It's not just about being excellent. It's about being deeply, personally committed to doing things well, even when no one is watching. It's the sushi chef who spends years mastering how to cook rice before being allowed to touch fish. It's the gardener who trims every branch with intention. It's the calligrapher who repeats a single stroke hundreds of times until it feels just right. Kodawari is the quiet pursuit of mastery, not for fame, not for praise, but because you have chosen to care. You don't need to be a master to practice Kodawari. You just need to stop cutting corners, to stop doing things just enough, and start doing them with presence, with pride. Make your bed like it matters. Write like someone will read it one day and feel changed. Speak with intention. Listen fully. Let your actions reflect your values. Let your work carry your signature, your quiet standard of excellence. Because when you begin to take yourself seriously, you begin to become someone others can count on. More importantly, someone you can count on. So let's return to where we began. You don't need more motivation. You don't need another app. You don't need to be fixed. You already carry everything you need. The potential, the strength, the wisdom. But it must be nurtured, not with shame, not with punishment, but with care, with rhythm, with discipline. The kind of discipline that grows from within. So remember, Kaizen, let growth be small but daily. Ikigai, let purpose fuel you. Shujio, let struggle strengthen you. Gammon, let endurance become your quiet courage. Shikata ga nai, let acceptance free your energy. Hansei, let reflection refine you. Kodawari, let excellence be your signature. These are not hacks, they are not trends, they are ways of living, and now they are yours. So today, don't try to do everything. Just choose one, practice it, live it. Let it shape you because the time will pass anyway. And the only question is, who will you be at the end of it? Thank you for listening. And may you walk this path of quiet strength with gentleness, clarity, and deep,